What's up, my financial friends? It's Sam. Today I'm going over the 10 different kinds of income that I make. First, I'm just going to talk to you about the active income that I make through work and through some different things. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about my passive income too. So, all in all, I have 10 different ways for me to make income right now. Um, and we'll start with the first one, which is my day job. Obviously, a lot of people have this. I work at a bank, so once I go there and work a certain number of hours, I get paid for those hours. Every year or so, I will get a bonus, and then I'll also get a raise. So it's pretty steady income. It's what most people have in the U.S., obviously, and it is what it is. It's good because it's stable, but you can't really control how much you make as much, and you have to work actively to go and make that money. The second thing that I make money from is training athletes. So my dad and I own a personal training business, and this pays pretty well per hour. I don't work as many hours as I do with work though, so it's a nice extra little source of income on the side. The next thing I do is odd jobs. So my parents own a law firm, so I will go and paint for them or help them move stuff, or I'll do things for other friends for some money or family friends for some money. Um, I'll do just about anything as long as it hits my wage for my day job per hour. So basically, this is within a few dollars of what I get paid, but if I make $20 an hour mowing a lawn, I'll probably do it. So just doing that throughout the year, I can usually make $1,000 to $3,000 a year. Pretty much, I believe it's about $2,000 a year from just doing odd jobs. If people know that you're willing to do them, they'll ask you if you want to help them with certain things. So it kind of comes and goes. Sometimes you can make a couple $100s in a weekend, and sometimes you just don't get anything for a month on end. The next thing that I get money from is credit card bonuses. So a lot of companies will give you a bonus if you spend so much on the card in the first 3 months. Since I live at home with my parents, I don't spend very much. So a lot of these credit card bonuses I can't complete, which is a good problem to have. I'm not going to complain about that. But if I spend 500 on the card, then oftentimes they'll give you 150 or $200 worth of money. And I've done that 3 or 4 times now, so I'm planning on making about $600 to $700 this year just off credit card bonuses. There's a limit to how many you can get because certain companies don't want you to open so many cards in a 2-year time span, but I haven't hit that yet, and I don't think I'll really have a problem with that. The next thing I make money off of is bank account bonuses. Now, I don't include this with credit card bonuses because they have very different requirements. For credit card bonuses, you have to spend so much on the card and then you get a bonus. For bank account bonuses, it's slightly different. You kind of have to go through their rules on how to get the bonus. So it's a little bit more involved, I'd say. You don't have to spend anything, which is nice, but a lot of the time you'll have to move money over and then you'll have to do a direct deposit. And there are ways to get around the direct deposit because my company won't let me split direct deposit since it's a bank. But there are ways that you can transfer money from different banks and then make a direct deposit notification so that the bank thinks that you set up direct deposit, and then you still get the bank account bonus. So there are different websites that show you how to do this. Maybe sometime I'll go through the ones that I've done throughout the year because I've made some good money on this, much more money on this than I did on the credit card bonuses. For bank account bonuses, I'll make about $1,000 to $1,500 this year. And they're really easy because while you have to move money around, it might only take you 1 or 2 hours to open an account and get transfers in and get transfers out, even download the app and log on and stuff like that. And it might pay you $200 to $300 to do that. So it might be $200 or $300 an hour while you do that. So it pays pretty well. The next thing that you can do is, or the next way that I make money and that you can make money too, is referrals for bank accounts. So a lot of people don't feel comfortable asking people or referring people to financial products because a lot of people don't like sales anyways, but then a lot of people don't necessarily understand the bank account products. But if you start doing this yourself and you see a good deal and you can help someone else make money, then I think that is a good way to go about making more money. So for referrals for bank accounts, since I work in a bank, I know a lot about bank account products and what's good and what's not, what to look out for. And there's a company recently that had a referral program called SoFi Money, and they still have it. So if you want a referral code, let me know. But they had a bonus where if the person that was referred signed up for the account and funded it with $100, then the referrer got $100 and the referee got $50. So if I gave you a code and you put $100 in the account, I got $100 and then you got $50. And then you could refer your significant other or friends or family members and you get $100 and then they get $50. So there was no limit to this. Essentially, usually companies cap it off at $500 a year. This company said that you can get up to $10,000 worth. So that was another selling point. They also had no maintenance fees or minimum on their bank account. So essentially, you could just put on $100. Also, they didn't have a penalty for closing the account. So you could put in $100. Get your $50 from your referral code, then close it a week later. So this referral bonus was essentially the best of all possible worlds. And I signed up 10 people for it and then got my bonus. And then I also they had an investment section that had a similar bonus. So I ended up making $1,100 on it in about a week. Then they changed the referral to $50 and $50 instead of $100 and then $50. So I signed up 11 people and got $1,100. So I did all that in a week, and it probably took me, 5 to 10 hours because I was writing a lot of people about it. So really good money there. But you can go about that doing the same thing. Sometimes they don't have as good a bonuses and referral programs as what I just was talking about. But if you just keep on looking, at the beginning of each month, you can find really good bonuses and referral programs. And I just referred my girlfriend for a credit card too, so I get $50, and then she gets a good credit card with a good sign-up bonus. The next way that I make money is through dividends. So I have a couple different investment accounts. Some are in index funds, so index funds just hold a bunch of different companies. And then some of them are specific investments. Once my company, I have some of their stock, then I have stock in another company too that I recently invested in. And every 3 months they set out and they tell everyone what they're going to pay in a dividend. And usually people really rely on those dividends. So the companies really try not to change the dividends much. They try to keep them at the same level or raise them each year, because otherwise people get very upset and take their money out of the company. So in case you don't know what a dividend is, a company oftentimes will give cash back to the shareholders, and that's called a dividend. So they might either have too much and not know how to use it, or they just know that people want it. So to keep people interested in their company, they will give out a dividend. The other way that I make money is the other way that stocks gain in value, which is appreciation. So stocks become more expensive over time. I have about $10,000 in the stock market right now. So each year the stock market on average goes up about 10%. Now that's about 7% if you account for inflation, which means that each year $10,000 in the market, I should make around $700 at this point, but I'm always adding more. So that will continue to go up. But for now, I should have about $700 of appreciation. And I think I have more than that already just this last year. The next way that I make money is through my 401k match. So I work at my job, I invest 4% into my company 401k plan, and they actually match that. So they put in another 4%. So I think of that as another way of making income because um, I get another $60 each pay period from it, give or take, sometimes 70. So it's not too bad. It definitely helps because that is about $1,700, $1,800 a year, and I don't have to work for that. I mean, I do have to work, but I get that extra if I just put some money in my retirement account. So that's another good source of income for me. Um, the last source of income that I have is called my retirement investment account, which is through my company also. It's also short for RIA. Um, and that is the new version of our pension plan. We used to have pensions and then they got away with them or got away from them. And now they have something called the RIA. It's essentially a pension plan, but it pays out worse than the old one because they realized that the old one was too expensive. So essentially, they'll take, depending on your age and how long you've been at the company, they'll give you a different percentage of your salary towards this plan. So for me, since I'm pretty young and I haven't worked at the company too long, I get 3% of my salary that they take, and they don't take it from me. They just contribute it from their end into this account for me. So 3% of my salary goes in there, which is, $1,200, $1,400 a year. And then it grows at 3.79%, and it can grow at more. It's tied to the U.S. 10-year Treasury bond. So if the market changes a lot, I might get paid more interest than I get paid now. But essentially, I get paid 3.8% right now. And each month they put in 3% of my salary or of my wages, and then it keeps growing. Eventually, when I leave the company, I can either take it in a lump sum or I can get it paid out over time, either at that date or a later date. And it actually pays pretty much like an annuity, so you get it monthly. Um, but that is the 10th way that I make my income right now. That's another thing that's tied to my job, but I don't have to do anything for it. It's just an added benefit of working at the company that I work for. So those are the 10 ways that I make money. A lot of them I think other people can do. Like I put training athletes, but if you wanted to resell clothes and you knew clothes pretty well and you could go to a secondhand provider of those clothes and then resell them, I've done some of that myself. Not necessarily with clothes, but with video games and stuff like that. So that is another way to make extra money. But all the other stuff, from working to odd jobs to credit card bonuses, bank account bonuses, referrals for bank accounts, dividends from stock, appreciations of stock, 401k match, and pension account. Maybe you don't have a pension, but a lot of those other ways that I make money, you can make money too. So I suggest just trying to work on some of those, especially the ones that are pretty easy, pretty low-hanging fruit, like the bank account bonuses. Uh, if you want, I can make a video of that and how I go about getting bank account bonuses, because it's pretty fun, honestly, looking for the best deal and looking at, okay, if I move $500 over, I can make $200 from the bank just giving me money for wanting me to stay a customer. So I will go through that sometime. But yeah, a lot of people can do this. Just get out there, start trying different things. Try not to do anything risky. All my stuff is pretty low risk. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.